Cool.
No echo. No echo so
Echo?
far. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So automatically you got one person coming on. Okay, so they got off, but people are starting to see that you're going to be on. Um, awesome. Hello, Morgan. So he
Hello.
hears us. He's just not able to get to the texting because he can't type. He's not able to talk to us.
Talk. Yeah, he
Um,
has to get ready.
he's getting ready right now, and
I really need
this
to
is
change my picture for my background. I really do.
well, my background's just a light.
Oh no, no. I'm talking about my YouTube.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, I needed to match my logo.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I didn't know. I thought, yeah, because it still has all the
The NCK
the
paranormal
skulls,
stuff
right?
on it. Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
skulls and stuff. Yeah.
Are you? I saw Dan's dribble for the first time the other day. He came over and said hello. Hello, how are you?
Uh. Oh, what's up,
Nice.
Ocean? How you doing?
So Ocean's on your side. She's a moderator on your side. Cool.
Yeah,
So you know her.
that's
Awesome.
cool.
No, that's
Hey,
cool. I'm glad. You know, and keep in mind this is the only real like major thing that you have to take care of on your side to make this really is
yeah,
that if
the
somebody
chat
comes
stuff.
on
Yeah.
what
I say, go ahead and finish.
if somebody comes on your side and starts like saying something and you have to control it, you need to get them out of there because it shows on mine because you're
Yeah,
linked to
yeah.
me.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Honestly, I'm not gonna acknowledge them. I'm just
Okay,
gonna remove them.
okay. Okay,
So.
so I'm just saying because we don't want to have any more strife. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not
I'm
about
not gonna
getting even.
acknowledge. I'm not
It's
gonna
not about
acknowledge.
getting even or being last. It's about this is over.
Yeah, it's over.
Everything right now is about the future of positive mental
We're moving
awareness.
forward, not backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Forward. I'm so I still go through a funk, and I know that we all do.
yeah,
But to know that people that go through I mean, I believe that everybody has their things. We just handle them different ways. We were talking earlier, Morgan and I, about masks.
yes.
Masks are what? What are they?
Cover ups.
Right. And what are
Yeah.
they covering up if you see a mask usually? Like on
The
here on
true,
YouTube.
the true identity, maybe themselves, something they don't like about themselves.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
No, no, no. If you look at Joe, so are you able to see the main comments? No, you're not because you're on your phone. So if you want to not, so you don't have to look at your phone.
Oh yeah, he
There's
said, Joe. No, yeah, I'm on my laptop. I just my screen on my laptop went down, so I couldn't
okay,
see it.
okay.
Thank you,
Because
Joe. Thank you.
he just wanted us to say something to both of us. So yeah.
Oh,
So this is what is the beautiful thing. Things happen.
definitely.
SH, they call it, when the shit, whatever, the bad word, we don't need to go there. Sorry about that. But I'm trying to release that from the conversation because this is something that I've been working on. And
Yeah.
I let myself down a little bit. For some reason, I did what I did. I don't apologize for it, except for a few of the innocent people that I might have, disturbed, but I don't apologize for it. What I apologize is to myself and to the importance to God that I don't need to be that individual. I can make mistakes. I'm human. We all make mistakes. But it's how fast do I recognize? How fast do I analyze and how fast do I pivot into something positive? And so Morgan coming on here is not the pivot of the positive. What the positive was is being able to talk to him and see that he was already in this really positive state of growth for himself. He's not growing because of me. He's not making me grow. He's growing for himself.
Yes, yeah.
That's all we can ask for out of ourselves is to have personal growth and personal accountability. Now, Morgan and I have been talking since the beginning when he came on to my channel and got me to check him out, and we became friends. I mean, that's how it is. He's my brother. We never
Definitely.
stopped contacting each other. It's just we had different things, and when the whole thing happened with his other channel, it happened. He had to grow through that, and it's one of these things that when you see somebody grow through something that's really tough, you can admire them. And I admire someone like Morgan because of his growth. And when he talks to me and I talk to him about some of these tools that I'm using, and I say, would you be interested? And he's like, hell yeah. Not saying that word, but just saying, yeah, let's try it. And grow
Go
through
through
what
what
you
you go
know.
through.
Yeah, grow. Yeah. And look, this is the whole thing. Like, this is the importance of this conversation is about something that Morgan got to share with me today, and Morgan's going to share with everybody soon on his channel. And what was it about the sprout and the seed?
Um, about the I have a short term memory. I'm trying to.
Okay, so
About the
just to remind you. Okay, so you got really excited earlier about the sprout that
about
you got from your little
yeah,
seedling.
yes.
But then when we were talking earlier, we were talking in a group, and we were talking about the seed, on how it needed to go through a transition so
Christian,
it
yeah,
could root
it needs to die. It needs to die and break down
right
before it
before it
comes into
roots
before it roots.
and before it grows up.
Then it grows.
Right,
Okay, yeah.
and that growth is in a unique way. It was so, you were so happy when we were talking earlier today on the phone. We weren't here. We were talking on the phone. You were just like, your whole like, I could have seen, if I saw your face, I could have seen like you right now, like exactly like you were, it's sprouted, like you were, it's sprouted. Cool. And so I said, make a video now. And you're like, oh, I'll get to it. Well, some of the things you can just get to, but one of the things you have to do day one, and meaning mentally, be mindset of day one, and that's what I noticed in Morgan right away, was I just asked if he wanted to try something out. And when you ask somebody if they want to try something out, you can see right away if they want to, because they do it. And there's been tons of times that I've asked Morgan, do you want to try something? And he's has done what he's wanted to do, and hasn't done what he's wasn't wanted to do, and it hasn't affected our friendship and our brotherhood at all.
Yeah.
But when communicating with him about something totally different, not about joining together and talking about anything, but just talking about something that happened, it got to both of us that's like, hey, this might be something that we both can do for ourselves, and we both can show how this process, how these tools can work.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know how proud I am. This is something that we've been talking about for only 2 days. I mean, I don't know how much he's seen in my videos. He comes on, but to really listen to what I talk about, sometimes here or there. But when somebody wants to do something for themselves and they hear something that can work for them and it makes sense, Morgan is that individual right now, just like I'm that individual. So I'm growing, and you got Morgan growing. We both want to grow on our own, but we see that we both can grow by learning from each other. And so there's things that he offers that I really appreciate and that I can learn from. And there's things that that he sees that I have. And so he noticed a couple things, if you'd like to share. Just today. You don't need to go too deep, but just if you'd like to share what you've been practicing a little bit, and where you are on the
Uh,
trap.
the trap of coping with being mad or short fused or
Yeah.
triggered. Yes, triggered and stuff. Like the whole morning situation. I guess if you want to get in that topic, whatever. I'm not gonna go
You can
fully
get into it
detail.
surface wise. You don't need to get into the details.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like
So
you don't need to say no names or anything like that. It's all just like, hey, I
just
got
pretty much,
triggered about a subject.
I just got triggered over a subject, and so I didn't really take in the word triggered. So it's taken me some time to understand what trigger is. Trigger is it means T means for trap
No,
or
no,
trigger.
sorry.
Right?
So trap.
Trap is it's trap. Yeah,
Trap.
sorry, it's backwards to me. It's getting backwards again.
It's cool. It's
It's
cool.
taking me some times.
I'll help you, bro.
Then,
I'll help you.
then yeah,
You're
then
still
the
learning. You're
T
still
means
learning.
trigger. Then the R means recon. So that means recognize. A means for and
Analyze. Analyze. Right.
analyze. And P means for pivot. Yes.
Right.
And
And
I'm
so
slowly
where are
getting
you
it
at
down.
right now? And you didn't even recognize it until You didn't even recognize it until we sort of talked today about what you
Yes.
were going through. And so you brought to me what? You brought to me without even knowing until I talked to you about it. What did you say? What did you start bringing to me? Not the whole trigger and being trapped. You started bringing to me the next letter.
The recognizing.
Yeah. And then you
Recognize.
automatically started bringing me the A.
The analyzing the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then without even realizing it,
I already pivoted.
you pivoted.
Yeah, I pivoted.
Now,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
pivoted in multiple ways. You got really excited about the seedling,
Yes.
and now you probably are more excited because now what? You
There's
put
another
it
one. Yeah.
right.
So
Bring
if
it,
Joe wants to
man.
know, if Joe wants to know, there's another one sprouted.
Yes. Well, look what
Yes.
he said. You're two seeds of potential.
You
He
are
just
two
had
people
his second
potential.
seedling grow
He already
today,
knew
sprout out today after we talked. So he just noticed it after putting that one down. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
look at that!"
really. Yeah, I just noticed it when I walked back outside. I was like,
Yeah,
wow, no one just popped up.
I'm so proud, man. And that's what this is about. What trap offers you, and the ability of it is to appreciate that you're going to get triggered,
Yeah.
but now within time. Like, look, like we're babies. I've been working on this for a month, maybe a month and 5 days. So this a month and 4 days. Sorry, a month and 4 days. I've been working on these words.
Yes.
You've been working on them for 3 days. I noticed them happen to me quick. I didn't realize they were going to happen to you like that quick. So you cognitively are able to absorb this information. But
Yes.
remember, you want to take the baby steps because you don't want to expect too much. So like what happened with the breathing that we were talking about? Like you didn't really you didn't like I didn't show
I
you
still
much.
struggled. I still struggled with it.
Right,
It
but
kind of it's still yeah it's still it,
but that's
it
going to take time.
it agitated me that I couldn't do it and I understand it. So it's just have to learn more. So
Well,
it did trigger
I
me.
just shared it
It
with
did
you
trigger me.
yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It did trigger me though.
Right, and you got to use trap. You
Yeah.
got to use trap.
Yeah.
And what I shared with you also is like so this is another thing too that I'm having some unique experiences with.
Okay.
The growth. Okay, something of growth. Let me see some. I'll say something of growth. Does that look better or did that look better?
The other one looked better.
This one, okay. Yeah, there's like what in your face?
I know. That's what I meant. I want the one in your face.
Oh, this one.
Yes, it's in your
Okay,
face. I like that
we
one.
can go here. We can go here. That's cool. So, the gifts and the rewards come
Yeah.
from the unwanting of them, the just letting go. So, what I have this unique experience with that I things that can happen. Yes, go.
It's doing it again. So I
Is it
think
now?
yeah. No, I don't think it's doing it now. I
Okay.
think yeah, not now.
Okay.
You probably just leave it.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe because it was so zoomed up and it's using so much more power. I don't know. I mean, it's StreamYard is having problems. StreamYard is
Yeah.
having problems without a doubt. They've been talking about it. People haven't been getting their hours. People haven't been getting their time. Um, it is what it is. It seems like the time is working here now. Um, you're streaming back to yours? Okay, cool. So you got your audience too. Thank you, Ocean. I appreciate you for being here for Morgan.
They-
This is about support, but it's about the right support.
yeah.
It's about the right people giving you the right energy. It's not about me giving you something, you giving me something, the same exact thing. Because if you're going to give me a $50 birthday present, I'm going to give you a $50 birthday present, then just keep your $50, and I'll keep mine. I'll give myself a present, and you give yourself a present. You know what I mean? Like I
I
love
know
you, bro.
some
But it's
people.
like,
I know some people that way. You go get a $50 present, they'll get like $100 present for you.
well, that's just trying to. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's like
they're
a
if
one
they're
up
trying to
thingy,
outdo
but
you,
I've seen people do that. Do that.
yeah. See, like presents are something for me that I don't really don't expect a present from me, because a present is something that I have to feel to want to give to somebody. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to give somebody something I don't give to myself. I want to give something to somebody that I think is something that I would want for myself, like not
Mm.
an object, not an object. I wouldn't like, hey, here's an awesome car stereo. You know what I mean? Like, and not buy one for myself already. Like this, I'm not gonna do that, because I don't think like that anymore. When I was
Uh,
younger, I thought like that, not giving the
yeah.
gift, but doing it for myself. But if I'm
Getting
gonna give a
yourself.
gift to somebody, it would be more of something that they would have to understand what I appreciate in them. So like, if somebody gave me a rock one day,
Yeah.
and I was like, "You're giving me a rock," and they're like, "Do you notice the rock?" And I was feeling it. It had different edges, and I still didn't recognize it. And it's like, it's you. It's how I think of you. I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, dude, you're spicy. You got sharp edges. You're smooth. You're cool. You're awesome. You're a dick. You come off as a hard ass sometimes. Like, people get you wrong, but you're a rock. Because you're consistent. Like, you consistently are that person. Like, you're not gonna change. Like, you do something this way, I'm gonna be this way."
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I got out of it. It's like, we are gonna be rough edges, especially when we're working on becoming a better person. Because, like we were talking about earlier, these programs they're deep, man. Like the subject that we told we were not going to talk about. They're deep subjects, man. They bring out.
Oh yeah, I know. It brings out you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it brings out
It
the
can.
person that's hard for you to, and then that's the thing. We
That's
do
why
have
people
to
don't want to
face
bring it
them.
out because they don't like expect they don't want to express that you that's why they don't.
Well, well,
Some people.
in time you will, because you'll feel the opportunity to not look at it the same way. Like,
Yeah.
it takes a long time for certain subjects. You know what I mean? Like I've told you how bullying is such an important thing to me, and
Yes.
how I will stand up against a bully, even if I'm like being a douchebag, just because of the fact that it's like, dude, you're bullying me, and that means that you're bullying other people that could be watching this information, but yet you want to have them watching your nonsense.
Yeah.
So that, to me, is something I don't need to be a part of. It's not positive for me. So, like I share with you, like when you get triggered and you get trapped, what we were talking about, how you like sort of like that term, like, because I showed you, like, when you're triggered, you're trapped. Now look at it like this: is the acronym of, like, you're triggered is the T,
Yeah.
R is the recognize, then A is the analyze. That gives you the pivot, and so you're like, wait a second. So yeah, if you stay triggered, you're trapped, bro. You're staying trapped. But if you recognize that you're trapped, you can be like, oh, look at the acronym is trapped. You see, that's how
Yeah.
easy it is to utilize. It's
Trapped,
it's
trapped and
it's sort of
stuck.
a mental trick on you. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. This is taught to me. This is shown to me. I didn't do this.
Yes.
This was shown to me. Joe is the one who brought this to my attention.
Hey, Libby.
Hey, Libby, thank you for supporting.
Thank you. Make sure to double tap that screen and leave a like. And if you can also go to Brother Todd and double tap your screen and leave him a like, please.
Well, through you, they give me everything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So they don't need to come to me. They're
Okay. That's
already
fine.
giving me what you're giving me, and you're getting from me what you're getting from me. So
Yeah,
since you've been on here since the start, you're getting the people that are on mine, and I'm getting the people that are on yours. If
that's
somebody
fine.
were to start now, like if somebody third person were to come on, that person would only get from both of us where they start out in time. So at 20
Okay.
something minutes to when we ended, that's what they wouldn't get the 20 minutes previous.
I started driving today. That's cool, Libby.
Oh, cool. Congratulations. Did you
That's
like it? Or my grandma drove one time in her life. A teacher tried to teach her. She backed up and smashed into a wall. She didn't know how to press the brake yet, and like one of those AC units fell on it, and she got
yeah.
scared, and she never drove again. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you.
She said yeah.
Yeah, I
Libby
see
did.
that. So glad. So grateful.
That's nice,
Driving is
Libby.
how you're going to get through life,
You,
or
you
being able to
know,
be
you
driven.
know,
One of the two. If you
so
can
my
afford to be driven, that's cool. I mean, I can't. I have to pay. I have to have a car.
so Kelsey has a driver's test next weekend. So my girlfriend
What do
Kelsey,
you? Oh, she doesn't drive.
no, she's getting her license next weekend.
Oh, congratulations! Cool. Well, she's taking the test, right? She's
Second
smart enough
test,
that she
but
got the test.
yeah, yeah.
I was
The only thing
very
she's scared
nervous at
of.
the first, but yes. Of course, because you never did it
Okay,
before. This was the first time. But Libby, you got past that because you just went for it. Awesome. And just
my
like
bad, Todd.
you, what?
Kelsey texted me real fast. She was on her way.
Okay.
No, I'm still gonna be here.
Okay. No. Like we can be on as long as you need to be on. It's almost 6 o'clock. Like we were gonna stay until 6:30. So if you want us to go on longer than that, we can. If you don't want to,
No, I
that's
was just
fair.
letting you know that she just texted me. I was just texting her.
Okay. Did you take care of those dishes?
No, honestly, I did. I was supposed to go work out and stuff, but I didn't have time.
Oh,
Then
I
I was
know,
doing
I know, I know,
this,
I
and
know. And then you got a little triggered because of the fact that
yeah.
the thing was closed. That's so. Maybe with your friend that would be a like. Does he want to do it on the weekends or does he want to do it at inconvenient times for you?
What happened? The workouts?
Yeah, like your friend that wants to do it at the
I
gym.
don't know. He said he's been wanting to go one time every weekend, but he wants to get an Uber or walk. But I told him I wasn't going to waste my energy to walk somewhere that I already have a gym at. You know what I mean? I didn't.
Oh, okay. So he didn't want to pick you up. He wanted you to get
He,
there.
well, he said he could walk to me or Uber me, but I was like, well, if he can, obviously get me there and back, then sure, why not? It don't really bother me none. But other than
Okay.
that, if I have to walk, I'm not going to waste my energy walking.
Thank you, Libby. Libby says congratulations to
Oh, thank
Kelsey.
you, Libby. She said I'm going out again at 5 to drive somewhere. That's cool, Libby. Be safe.
Awesome. That's awesome. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Just if you can help it, just like stay within you in what you feel comfortable with. Because I'll tell you something. Do you drive, Morgan? I know you have,
I
but do
know
you
how to
drive?
drive. I just don't have a license.
Right. So
Yeah.
so so pressing on that gas is an art because it can literally be very very
You're putting a
exhilarating.
lot
To
of
just
people in your hands just by anybody driving. It's just how you drive.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's like I've seen some very. I've done them myself, stupid stuff, and been very like God has protected me. You know, um, the pedal is one of those things, man. When you feel
I
power,
like to
like
go
that's the
fast.
thing about it. Like
I mean, if you
it's
want to
the
hear some stories, I went 90. I ain't even say it, but I went fast down the thing before in a Kia. In a Kia.
oh, and
So
a Kia. I did really fast in my Kia, like 110.
talking about being trapped.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
I sort of meant to do it, but yes, I was trapped in the moment of doing
Oh,
it. And if
that
there's a
was
police
moment that
officer,
that see the moment you had the other day was the same moment that you had,
oh,
but with the girlfriend.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
Usually, when girlfriends would get in a fight with me, they wanted me to drive faster to
oh,
get
not this
them back
one.
to their house, get them home or
Hey,
whatever.
go back to
Oh,
her
don't be playing Stan here. You're not Stan. You're not Stan. You're not Stan from
house.
Eminem, bro. You're not Stan.
No, yeah, I'm Cheddar Bob.
Yo, awesome. I went 30 today. Oh, awesome.
I went. That's cool.
Okay. I mean, you it's bound to happen the first time. It's this as long as you like are you driving on back roads still or cuz 30 miles an hour is if you try to do 30 miles an hour by me, it would be nerve-wracking. Only because of the average, like you have to do it in a neighborhood that's
40
25 and
at
I'm in a
least.
neighborhood you can do
40 is like the
25.
average. 40 is like an average.
Yeah, the
But
40
then again,
40 to 45 is an average by me.
you get 25 miles per hour like taking like neighborhoods. You get 35 to 40 taking main roads, and you get like 70 to 80 on highways here.
On what cars?
What do you mean what cars?
What kind of cars are you talking about, dude? You
I'm not
get
talking about
on a
cars.
main
I'm talking about the
road?
speed. The
On
main
what?
like I'm just
Oh,
saying like
speed.
the speed
Oh,
limits here.
speed. Okay. I thought you were talking about mileage per gallon. I'm like, what? You're not
No.
getting those that much. I'm not getting 25 miles on a gallon. You know how much I get on a gallon? Like 20, like maybe six. Like I don't know, nothing like that. I practiced in.
That's cool.
Oh, cool. That's the best place to practice. And and okay, so honest to truly, are you doing this with somebody, a family member? So this is not an advisory. This is about something that I have noticed that would have benefited, that I got to be somewhat privy to because of stupidity, not because I got to learn. I got to learn from my mistakes. And and God was there with me. So if I would have had the opportunity to be in a big parking lot that I knew was safe, and that I was sharing this advice with somebody like my kid, I would also want them to learn after they got comfortable with all the safe stuff. I'd want them now to learn a little bit more about the uncomfortable stuff. So if they ever got into those positions, they knew how to get out of them.
Like pressing on your brakes too hard and you're sliding.
Right. Knowing
Yeah.
how to go, how to sometimes press on the gas instead of the
Spinning your
brake.
tires.
Well, no, but sometimes like you want to be like sometimes an accident's caused because you're braking.
Yeah, because how you brake. Yeah.
Because how you're braking, because you're thinking. So maybe the best thing to do is to change
I
lanes to be
actually,
able to have it.
when I get close to the stopping light or how the car, technically it's not really the light. It just really depends the person in front of me, and I
We're
don't
not
not really.
giving you advice, Libby. I'm not. I don't want to give you advice because
I'm
you're
just saying
so
I
excited.
pay
So I don't.
attention to the. I just
Yeah.
pay attention to the car in front of me. Besides,
Right.
not hearing sirens and stuff. You know what I mean? Or accidents.
I I'm old enough now because I was stupid when I was younger and got pulled over and arrested for speeding that I don't speed.
You know
I
that
live.
two popped up over there?
Huh?
Two other plants popped up.
Oh, hello, Kelsey.
Hi.
It's my Negans.
My bad.
Huh? Your bag broke? That sucks.
Oh,
her bag thingy broke.
oh
That sucks.
man. Yeah. That's the and they have more pockets than we do. Like, see, guys, like some guys nowadays, I guess they do, but like guys have the four pockets in their pants. They got to shove it all, whatever they want. They got to like purses. I guess they have more ability. She sounds so sweet. Libby said, "Yeah, she sounds very nice because she's putting up with this guy."
She really rolled her eyes and went, "Mm."
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He is. He has so much potential, man. I
Yeah, I
know
got the
this.
picture.
Yes.
Well, potential is important, man. You know that because if you didn't have potential, you know who you'd be. You'd be
A Chris.
lost. No, you'd be lost because
Oh,
like you wouldn't because potential what that gives you, bro, is that gives you now purpose. Like
yeah.
you've already did it to yourself. Like I was saying before, like you're already working out. You're already getting upset when you can't work out because you know that that's a solution. Now all you need to figure out is how can you work out at your home buying push okay, not push-ups, but by doing other things that maybe listen, squats are awesome. Do you know that the
I used to
my
do them when I got in trouble. I don't. That's why I don't do them.
you don't do squats? Oh.
My
So
parents
so
used that. My parents thought it was a good idea to use my aunt's mechanism because how much trouble I used to get in. Nothing worked. Not being grounded, using spanking, all that never worked. So they will literally have me do squats until I dropped.
okay.
Yeah,
So do you have strong legs?
I used to. Now one of them kind of messed up.
Do you stretch?
Do I stretch?
Yeah, do you
Occasionally. Not all the time. I'm being honest, not all the time. No.
it's listen, when you say being honest, bro, you're being honest with yourself. You're
Yeah.
always honest with me. I know you are. So,
I don't stretch all the time. That's probably why this is doing it. I mean, I stretched on the beginning of the exercise, but it's doing this because I don't stretch a lot.
well, it's also doing that because you overworked out.
Oh,
You overworked.
yeah.
I mean, listen, that's part of when you get triggered. Like how you are able to compensate, how you're able to recognize and analyze and pivot is by working out. That's your release to get that because you're like, and then once you get so sore, you're like, oh, okay, that's my release. I got it out because you're able you're physiologically changing chemicals in your body when you exercise. So with these tools that we're talking about, this trap, you're physiologically changing things automatically that you didn't even recognize you were changing until today we talked. And this is only 3 days. I mean, this is how quick it works when you want to do it. Now it's up to you, just like it's up to me, to be persistent on this.
Persistent. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
we don't count on each other. We count on ourselves. And then that gives us the ability to provide each other with this energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a learning experience for both of us, like I was sharing with you before. I'm able to share this stuff with you, and I'm learning as I'm sharing with you. You're going to be able to now share with me in time. Like you started today, you started talking about this. It doesn't matter that you reversed it. It matters that you're getting it.
Yeah.
Okay. It is going to be tough. Like it is going to be tough. It's going to be frustrating at times. That's why I say sometimes you're going to have to go and blow some steam off, maybe, and that's okay. As long as you keep in mind that you're doing it in a way that is gonna turn out okay. You're not gonna put yourself back in the place that you were, because you want to move forward. You want to better certain things. Because I know that you tell me all the time you don't like the trigger. You don't like when you get in that mode. And we've talked about it before. And I appreciate that you share that. I don't think a lot of people know that about you, do they?
Honestly, I don't. I never used to share. Never.
No, but you shared with me because we've talked on
Yeah,
the
I share
phone
with
before.
you, but even before, what I'm saying is when I went to therapists and like
Right.
my mom or anybody in my family, I don't talk to. I never talk to her. So you're really the only. Besides, sometimes with Kelsey, you're really mainly the only person that I talk to.
I appreciate that, because that's trust.
Yeah.
That's something that, like, you see something in me that's affecting you to do better for you.
Yeah.
So that encourages me even more. Like I've said before, this is a responsibility. I mess up. I'm only human, but it is a responsibility that if I want to show my transformation, I also have to show my mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm willing to do that. But if I stay trapped, I'm not showing any solutions. I'm not showing anything worth anything.
Yeah.
So I don't, and that's another thing too. As much as I want to get monetized, and as much as finance is my number 2 trigger, because bullying is number 1, number 2 is finance. So, but number 2 will activate all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it'll activate all of them. So number 2 will activate all of my triggers, just because of the way that I think about it. But it's not going to do that anymore, because the way that this works for us is the recognize, the recognize,
Yeah.
and the
Recognize.
analyze, and knowing that it's not a preferable position for us to be in. So we also have to understand it too. And what I'd like to share with you is this too, is like, by you staying frustrated with the breathing, okay, and trying to use trap and the breathing and everything all at the same time, and not really, you are showing like yourself this resilience. You are showing yourself like, you are more than you might think you are.
I just
That's
don't
where
see it.
you
You can see it, but I can't see it. It's
I
like
don't see it in me either, dude. A lot of the times I know that I have certain skills because I've seen them out of me, but they're very few. But when I am able to flow, when I'm able to know that God is with me and I'm trusting in God, that I know I'm doing the right thing. No matter what anybody says. Doesn't matter. I'm not an outcome. I mean, I'm an outcome individual. I'm not a person that makes me, run. So when these situations happen, they are at a spur of the moment, because they're trigger moments. They're triggered because of the triggers that I have in my past that now get presented into this present moment that's happening, that people I allow to have me be outcome dependent on. For some reason, like I don't like when certain things happen, so I get triggered.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing to do is to learn how not to get triggered, because what trigger does is lash out. Like either I'm trapped or they lash out.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and it's a shame because the only thing that I've known from it is that everybody that I cared about,
Yeah.
everybody, like I don't care that I lashed out to certain people. I cared that I showed those people that I lashed out to that weakness, but I don't care that I lashed out to them. I don't care. I'm not sorry. I'm none of that. But I am sorry for the ones that get caught in the crossfire, that see me in a way that I am not normally. Like,
Yeah.
of course, this is how I do everything. If you get me to be a triggered D, bad person, I am not a nice person. That's just part of my thing. I'm learning how to change that so I don't get into that mode. At the same time, it
Yeah.
seems like Morgan is able to recognize that within himself, that he's wants to put effort into it.
Yeah.
I mean, is that true?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You're right.
Well, no, I can be right. I mean, but how do you feel about the little things, the little steps that you've taken in just in the little steps that you've taken? Do you feel good about
They
them?
help me. They help me, but they don't. I'm still getting used to it. They don't help me as much as I think they should, but they doing better than what I wasn't doing. So
So there again, you're putting expectations on something that you're expecting to figure out in a second. Like I just showed you these things literally yesterday, I think, or the day before. So I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you that you want to achieve that. But I'll share with you something about goals with me that happens to me. If I look at what I expect, I always fail. I look at every step. Now, every step is the one of progression, is the one that I say thank you for doing that. And then when I make a fall forward, it's a fall forward. I get back up, and it's you got to fall, and you got to learn how to get back up, and that's what gets done, in life. That's what God expects from us. There's no other way. Like if you fall and you stay on the ground, what happens? You just you're on the ground.
yeah,
And
yeah,
people will just walk all over you, because if you're on a ground that's heavy, like that's how people get trampled inside, like big places where there's a large audience. So that's why they say don't scream fire in a crowded movie theater unless there's a fire, because you'll get a stampede going and somebody's going to fall on the floor and get trampled.
yeah.
And that's happened before. People play stupid games, and things really do happen. So what I noticed about my condition is that I would allow myself to get triggered, and I would not be able to get out of it.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to do that. It's hard. Oh, it's so hard.
can you express a little bit? Like can you share some of the time? Like not
That,
the
yeah,
not the
it's so
experience,
hard
but
for
how
me,
long it
honestly.
takes.
I get so mad, and it's so hard to let it go that it feels like I'm drowning in
Would
anger.
you would you
It hurts.
consider it like it's debilitating? It's something that you unless you have tools, unless with everything that you've tried, has there been anything that you tried that you just gave up on that was working? Or is everything that you've tried really not showing you anything?
I've tried
Because
things like stress. I went through stress balls, like squeezing methods, counting to holding my breath, or the 1, 2, 3 counting stuff,
yeah.
or music. They even try to stuff that I like doing, like the music, or stuff I like to do. If I'm getting mad, go walk. Go walk, or to take a walk. Like walking, or listen to music. And I did that, and for a little while it did work, but I grew out of it, and it didn't work, kind of thingy, and it was kind of hard to find methods. Out of that, I just kind of grew wanting, wanting to figure it out. So
Well, I'll let you know something about this. It's really fast. It's really fast. You've seen how fast it is. but at the same time, it's really slow because the little bit of glimpse that you get is the excitement of how, wow, that's working. And then you're like, well, why didn't it fully work? You see what I mean? Like, so if you can help, don't try not to. Sorry, not. So we're gonna take that word out of our vocabulary, if we can help it. We're gonna take the if out. We're gonna take the try out, and we're gonna take the don't out. So we're gonna do, and just do it. So no matter what it is, unless you tell me personally, like I'm not doing that, you know. And I will never put you on the spot here live.
Yeah.
Unless you've agreed to it, unless you said, do it. I
Yeah,
want to test myself because, you know, this is also going to be a point that you
we'll get to those steps. We'll get to them, sure.
We're going to get those steps, brother. And those steps are going to be applied in a way that we're going to be having fun with each other.
You're good. Well, I'm saying though, you're gonna see if I grew. That was the whole point of.
You're going to see it too, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to see it too. The thing about it is, once you recognize your ability to grow, you build more competence. The more effort you put into something, the more competence you get because you're putting more effort into it. You're learning more about it. That's more competence, not more confidence, more competence. Confidence is competence. You have to have competence. I can't tell you that I can beat you up because I'm a black belt. I have to actually have trained in a martial art to be a black belt. I can't just tell you I'm a black belt.
I've been to that.
Okay, so you have to put that effort in to be what you are.
Yeah.
So for you to do this, you are seeing the steps that are frustrating you, and you're wanting to recommit to it so it doesn't frustrate you. So you're willing to go through the frustration to
get over
see
it.
the
Yeah.
glory of what
Yeah.
this is. This is what God does for you. This is what God does for me. That's why when you say like you're willing to do the 7 days of grateful, like I don't know if you knew how important that was for you, but that's an important thing because look what it did for you just today.
Yeah.
It got you to say it on your own. It got you to recognize and analyze without you even understanding that you're doing that. Like this is how quick God works. And so you being grateful, God is like, wow, Morgan is he's doing it. He's doing his thing. And what did he show you today too? So the gratefulness is this. We can be as upset as we want to be. We're never grateful for being upset. We're just trapped. But look how grateful you are that you had not one, but two sprout today.
Yeah, that's cool.
You see, I mean, if you can't be grateful for that and take away all of the stuff that got you triggered, like that's the beauty of it. It's the little things that you don't expect that you get that are like, oh, I needed that. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? That's the little things in life that are given to you by God. Even if somebody gives it to you, it's God sharing with them the process of just go give it to them. So it's me wanting to find out if I was talking behind your back and that you did something that I thought you didn't do and I knew you didn't do, that got us to talk about this process right here that got us to here. This has happened before. We've talked about things, but we've
I think it was already.
gone
Honestly, I feel like it was just a line. Honestly, I feel like it was just lined out.
God, listen, there is nothing coincidental.
I think it's quick, but yeah.
No, it's not coincidental, dude. This is what it is. Present mind, present moment, presently aware. This is when God is sharing with you everything that you are able to do, that he believes in you. So if you trust and obey in God, if you believe what God is telling you, not religious, we don't need to go there. I'm talking about that there's a higher being that you believe is out there for your good, that wants the best for Morgan. Not me, but God. So God is representing to you a person like me that wants good for you. You see what I mean? Like, so God is still putting in your favor these things that, and look, it might be, these are things that when I was your age, I would be uncomfortable talking about.
Yeah.
So I see that, and I don't want to pressure those things in you. So you let me know at any time if these are things that, like, okay, I've done enough of this today. We can jovially talk. We don't need to talk about, this is about an 80%
I'm
20.
fine. I'm fine,
Okay.
bro.
I just want to make sure that you understand that this is
No,
this is
it's
about
hot in my house. When I get hot and stuff, you know,
well, it's also this. It's me being aware and holding space for you.
yeah.
Again, I'm talking a lot. I want you to share, but I know that sometimes,
I don't
so
know
is,
what to share. That's so I don't. I don't. I
well,
try. I
you,
see. I'm not. It's easy for me to have a conversation for somebody that's speaking to me, but when I'm giving the conversation out, it's hard for me. It's hard for
okay.
me to get conversations and like if I can start the conversation, but it's just if nobody's talking to me, I'm not gonna have the momentum to want to talk. That's so
That's
that's
interesting. So would you
yeah.
find yourself like a person that wouldn't be able to talk in front of a crowd instantly? Like if you were put into a situation where there was 100 people in front of you and you needed to make an announcement, could you do it?
Now, yeah, I could. Back
Okay.
then, no.
Okay. See, I've always been the type of person that's been able to just here I am. This is a good thing.
Yeah,
So I haven't done
bother
it
it
like,
don't bother me as much as it used to with people surrounding me and stuff. Because back then, even in high school, it used to make me really sick being in big classes and they'll call your name or hey, speak in front of the
yeah.
whole class. Well, I'm over here fainting on the ground because I'm just too scared to talk in front of everybody. So
It's a tough thing, bro. It's tough. I mean, you've told me a couple things, and I mean, I tell you, my number one thing is bullying.
yeah,
And when you feel that, there's things that close up in us as people, and it's really a shame, but it's what we're talking about. These triggers are only based upon non-productive programs. Like,
yeah.
so, when you look at a computer, you know how they say error or debug, or they have all these things that hackers are able to do. Like, it's basically like we need
The
to rehack
IP,
our brain. We're rehacking our brain. We're doing something called this. We're taking the knowledge and we're recreating something called neuroplasticity. We're taking our brain and we're reapplying new information to it that's going to now go and generate the program that is going to be us now. So
right.
instead of the past defining us, okay, it's going to be in the past. It's going to be a part of us. We're not going to look at it as saying, "Hey," because I still look at it too. So I'm learning too. I'm hoping that I can share this with you and I can learn from you and I can learn too. You can do this a lot quicker than me because you're younger than me. You got a lot more stamina and drive towards this if you want to. But you also have a lot of that attention distraction too because you're younger than me. You see what I mean? Like, so when
Okay,
I
it's
was your
the
age,
complete opposite.
right? When I was your age, I was focused in school, but when I was 30, I was back to being a dumbass. Like not saying you are, but back to just being dumb to myself. When I say those things, I mean it to certain people, but I don't say it to everybody because you know, you know what you are,
Yeah, I
right?
already know who I
You
am.
you know what you are. And how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah,
And if there's things that you say to yourself, I'd like to do better, you know to yourself that these are things you might not really enjoy doing. Let's just say you're not going to be hard on yourself. Remember, one of the things is non-judgment. Like, so, because judgment is a program that sits there and says, "Why did you do that?" It beats you up. It keeps you trapped.
yeah,
So when you're trapped, you trigger. When you're trapped from being triggered, you're judging yourself now over that. You're like, why didn't I get out of that? Or why did I stay in that? Or why is that happening? Like, you're looking for whatever possibility it is to justify it. But you're judging yourself over it because you know inside your head that I'm talking about. Like, you knew that you didn't want to get in certain circumstances. Other people might not know that they want to get in those circumstances until they learn their lesson. You have known certain lessons harder in life earlier in life. That's why you're
I've
able
been
to.
doing.
Exactly. And so
Okay.
I see that in you, and I don't want you to be where I'm at.
Yeah.
I want you to be better than what I'm at my age. You got almost half the time more than me if you start now. Or if let's just put it this way. If you get a little bit of the foundation now, and even if you stop and you go downhill or whatever, and then you have that foundation that you start up on your own later on, you at least have the foundation before I did. I didn't get the foundation until I was 50. I didn't
And
learn about all this self-care and meditation and breathing and understanding about programming and all this psychological mind game stuff. I didn't understand all this stuff. I was just like, really? That sucks. And I'd be judgmental and I'd be like, whatever. I started thinking about God earlier because of a lot of personal situations that happen in family. But it wasn't till later on, realistically, like I grieved for my mom for 8 years. So it's only been about 4 years that I stopped grieving for my mom. My mom passed away 12 years ago in January. So, to grieve for 8 years and to meet somebody that lost their mother that was 90 something years old the day before. And she was at a pizza place with her husband having a conversation with somebody that I sort of was like, that I knew acquaintance wise. And we talked, and she told me that she was, having it, she didn't expect anything from it. She's not grieving for her mother. That she's happy that because her mother did everything that she wanted to do, and her
yeah.
mother was a great mother. So she wasn't there crying, and she asked me what was up with me, and because she noticed something, and I told her I've been grieving for 8 years, and she says, "Not to be hard on you, do you know, first of all, you're not respecting your mother. Your mother doesn't want you to grieve for 8 years. Like, you're not living your life. That's what you're not respecting. Like God too. Like seriously, like you, by you staying stuck, trapped for 8 years because you miss your mom and you're sad that your mom died, like that was trapping me. When this
Yeah.
person told me this, it was like a click because I saw somebody. I saw it triggered inside of me something that imprinted. Like when we were talking today about the seed,
Yeah.
and when we were talking about certain things that you were like, oh, I get that. Like you've even told me before, certain things you don't get as quick and it frustrates you. But for you to be able to admit that, that's great because you know something, the person that takes advantage of that, you know who they are. And so I want to be the person that shows how vulnerability is my strength instead of me being weak like I was the other day and did what I did the other day. That was
Yeah.
weak. That's me going into a trigger, staying trapped and saying, no matter if I was cerebral about it or not, whatever I justify it as how good it still wasn't good for me and God. God did not want me to do something like that, no matter what I was going to get out of it.
Yeah.
God will do that for me, for him, for themselves. I'm not supposed to take things into my own hands except for me. You see, so you're not supposed to take into your own hands except for you and your bond with Kelsey and your bond to your life. So that's the important thing. So it's really you and God, and then that shows you what you can give to everybody else. Because if you love yourself, loving yourself shows you and shows the other person that you can love them.
Yeah.
You see, because
Makes sense.
if somebody tells me they love me and they don't love themselves, how can they love me? And why would they want to love me and not themselves? It's not even like, how could they? Why would I want to love you and not myself?
Yeah.
You should ask yourself that question. Somebody should ask themselves that question. Like, why am I not giving myself that personal
I
attention?
see it, but you gotta notice that there's a lot of people like that.
I know. And I'm
A
trying to
lot of
show
people.
I try to show a lot of people that they're like that. And that's not right for me to do. But I noticed in you that you're not like that. You are the type of person who you are. You are who you are. You know? You are going to say exactly what you're going to say. And that's what I really care about, is that you are as honest as you are. I want to hopefully be able to share with you that both of us can control our burst. You know what I mean? Like we can control where the trigger happens. But listen, everything with baby steps. Like I was saying before, like don't expect that you're going to learn how to breathe in a second. You breathe right now normally. You breathe normal. You're breathing right, but you're
Yeah,
breathing
I'm
with something
breathing,
called fight or flight.
but it's my diaphragm. I can't breathe through them. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, diaphragm.
It's not that. It's what's
Uh,
happening is that's what's going on is you're going through something called sympathetic nerve process. Everybody in life goes through because you go through it a lot. Everybody does. I do too. Fight or flight. So just imagine, look at it like this: the sympathetic nerve in your mind is there to protect you. It's there to keep you in fight or flight. It's what gives you the ability to fight or to run away.
yeah.
Okay, so you have a sympathetic nerve, and that is your if you want to call it your evolutionary nerve. Your nerve about your program. So your program is that you get triggered by somebody doing something to you. So now you get into your fight or flight mode. So what I'm trying to do for myself and to show to others that they can do for themselves is getting to something called their parasympathetic nerve. And that is something you're going to love because that is part of what you like to do. You say you like to cook food.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do after you cook and you eat? You rest and digest.
Yeah.
And that is your parasympathetic nerve telling you you're safe. You
It
don't
is.
need to be in fight or flight mode. You're in clear, you have clearancy, you have clarity, you have the ability to be in tune with whatever you want to be in tune with. You can laugh, you can be at peace. You don't have to worry about things when you're in your parasympathetic nerve because you're connected to God.
I can make a lot more things easier for myself if I just let it be easy.
That's what I'm trying to do for myself. And I see that you want to do for yourself. So I enjoy sharing this information with you that I'm getting from Joe. You know,
Definitely.
I mean, this is not something about that's information. Okay. So me giving you information is one thing. So what I shared with you today, and so I'm going to do this a little bit differently because I don't know how to teach. I don't. What I really needed to do was send you a little bit more about the breathing. So it wasn't just like me showing you the breathing with the belly because I was showing you standing up. So you just got a reference of it, me standing up. I should
Yeah.
have been like, you either sit down or you lay down and do this. And the reason you do that is because you're in a position that you are only able to do this. So when you're standing up, if you don't know how to do it, it's going to be frustrating. And when you lay down, if you don't know how to do it, it's going to be frustrating too. So all it is letting go of your fight or flight mode, your urge to breathe in your lungs. That's going to take time. Yogis call it pranayama. Okay, so
Okay.
pranayama is a breathing exercise that's grouped up into different types of breathing, like different measurements of breathing, different ways of breathing, different ways of exhaling, different nose, different all these different things. But the basis of breathing, what it offers you when you breathe in through your diaphragm, is so all you need to do is this. And it'll take time. It'll take time. So don't get frustrated with you expecting something. Just allow yourself to go through the frustration until you get it. So
Right.
the frustration is going to show you that your ability to withstand what we're going to go through. Like we're going down right now in the seed. Like we're having, and I've been doing this for about a month already. But so I'm sharing with you what the process is. Is that it's the dying away of the seed and the rooting of the good things now. Because remember, like we can root bad roots and we're gonna get bad
Yeah.
fruit. We don't want bad fruit. I
Bad.
have bad fruit because I didn't learn certain things. I didn't practice certain things. I didn't put the effort in. I share with you that I see that if you put the effort in now, just a little bit, you're going to see such a profound evolution, a transformation within inside of you. Because this information is one thing, and what I'm saying is this: is I'm going to give you more information tonight before you go that you're going to be able to utilize when you have anxiety or whatever. You're going to go look at it and you're going to be like, okay, that's what aim is. That's what trigger is. These are the things that are going to work with me. So you can always go back to my videos and see what I did with because I used ChatGPT to explain a couple of things in stories
Right.
about a warrior. So there's something called the hero's journey. Okay, so most stories, action stories, movie stories, and stuff like that, they're basically, most of them are written called a hero's journey outline, if you want to call it that, a concept, where there's going to be a person that's going to start in a place that might not be very good and grow into a place to be like, wow, you see what that person accomplished, the hero's journey. They're not necessarily going to be a hero to somebody else. They're going to be a hero to their own life. They're going to show somebody through examples, wow, I can do that too. The hero's journey. So somebody wants to be the hero. They're going to want to take your journey. That's what we have the opportunity to do. I don't want them to go and do something like I did the other night.
Yeah.
But if they have to do what I did the other night to get to where I'm going, that's part of the journey. Sometimes the hero has to go through some pain. Sometimes the hero gets beat up. Sometimes the hero loses, something that he really loved or she really loved. But they get through that pain, whatever it is, to blossom into something beautiful. So there's a lot of pent up programming inside both of us, inside everybody. But at least you're willing to admit to me, and I'm willing to admit to you, that these are things that we're willing to put effort in to try to change.
Definitely.
So right now, we don't need to get rid of the word try. We need to keep trying to know that we're not giving up. Because once you stop trying, you're giving up.
Yeah.
So just going to go for it. Like I had in one of my videos, just go for it. You're just going for it. Like you're not thinking much about it, except for you're getting frustrated because you're what you're going for is not giving you the results that you're expecting. But you want results really quick, dude. Like you want results like that. And sometimes I'm gonna let you know that the best results come in time. Like I'll let you know that everything that I did in my life, I'm so proud of, because even the bad things I did, the things that got me in trouble, the things that I did that were stupid, I had to do to get here, to recognize. So now, however long I was trapped, so I see in you that you want to get out of the trap. If you can recognize, analyze, and pivot now at your age, look how more productive you have. You have 26 more years ahead of me. Even though I'm older than you, you have 26 more years more than me to go and just do it. Get yourself to the place that you want to be. That's going to be as productive as you know you can be. Like you know what you can do because you're already expecting. If you didn't get frustrated and tell me that you expected something more, you wouldn't have been showing me the right you.
Yeah.
Because you would have just been expecting something that you didn't know. Like you knew inside there, like he's talking about breathing. He's saying go into my diaphragm. I don't know how to go into my. It's making me mad. I'm willing to try to keep practicing and doing it and staying mad till I get this. Now I don't want you to stay mad. I want you to recognize it and then analyze it, stop, and then try it again, because you're not going to get it by trying to stay mad at it.
Yeah.
You're only going to get it by staying calm. By getting mad, you're going to get in fight or flight. You're going to stay in your sympathetic nerve.
Right. And it's stressing too. Yeah.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
that's what the sympathetic nerve is it's there, fight or flight. So it's telling you, you're telling it, I want to fight to get this breathing
So,
technique.
question. So, say if you're mad and like how I was talking about yesterday, when he was breathing in and you felt like, when he was breathing in, you felt all that weight push on your shoulders. Then when you breathe it out, it disappeared.
No, I don't feel it on my shoulders.
Well,
I feel it on my belly.
mine's
That's what I was
different.
trying to share with you. It's like, because you were breathing with the arch. So what I was sharing with you is what you want to do is you just want to just do like this. Breathe through your nose. Don't breathe through your mouth. Just goes right. Rise your stomach. Just don't push your stomach up. Naturally breathe in and wait till you breathe the breath in that's not through your lungs. Like try not to breathe into your lungs. And how you do that is just hold your lungs, your chest, hold your belly, and wait till your belly rises. So like what I was showing you is like, look.
Yeah.
You don't see my heart rising, do you? Now, if I want to, I can go like this.
Well, I got a bigger stomach, so it's kind of hard to.
So, okay. So don't trust your stomach. Your diaphragm is not your stomach. You don't want to breathe. You don't want to breathe through your stomach. So people
Well, then when I breathe,
sometimes think,
that's when well, I'm saying when I breathe, that's what I'm feeling. I don't know how to
right.
control
You'll feel your stomach rise, but that's why I was saying maybe with you, because you do have a bigger stomach. you want to put your hands on your side, like sort of like waist. So when you put your
Yeah.
hands on your waist, like right a little bit above, like you're like right above your love handles, you go. If they go out, not if they go this way, but if they expand out a little bit. So
Okay. Yeah. So
I feel them going out a little bit. You'll feel that you're breathing in your diaphragm. Once you feel them going outward, not going the
okay.
direction of the way your lungs are
Yeah.
going.
I see what you're talking about now.
Okay, because your diaphragm expands in multiple ways. It expands this way and this way.
I can feel.
Your
Yeah.
heart,
Okay. Where
your lungs only expand this way.
where your where you call your hip, whatever you want to call it, you can feel it on the edges, whatever. When you breathe, you can feel it like on
Exactly.
the edge of
You
it.
feel it go
It feels
out.
like it's it feels like it's going that way or that
Exactly.
way.
Opposite of where your hands are.
Yeah.
Like so you're holding your hands in and they want to push out. So like a
Mm-hmm.
pant like you're putting a belt on you and now you're breathing out and the belt is constricting you a little bit.
Constricting. Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
that's how you know you're breathing into your belly. Okay? So you're going to have to practice that for a little bit. You're going to have to practice probably I mean, look, it took me a while cuz I smoked cigarettes for a long time. I quit when I was 31. I did have a long time off of cigarettes, but I think that the breathing because I smoked more of the other stuff, the 420, to compensate. I think because of but it will take time.
Yeah.
But if you give yourself the time and you keep yourself out of fight or flight, you won't know that you're fighting, so you won't ever give up and fly.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Like so, what
Yeah.
happens is like even in fight or flight mode, you sometimes realize that hey, I'm getting my butt kicked. I need to get out of here, right? So you go
Yeah.
fly if you can. You go fly before you die. So
Yeah.
you wanna not put yourself. So that's why I was saying like the practice of trap for you could be if you get triggered when you can't do something, stop trying to do it. Recognize that you're getting triggered. You're upset. So even with video games, because I'll let you know, I'm the worst. I don't play video games really anymore. But when I used to play Madden, I try to play for perfect, literally for perfect stats. So if somebody intercepted on me or somebody got a touchdown or a field goal, restart the whole game over again. So I hear how sometimes there might be a little bit of that in you. I don't know for a fact, but I see how you are when you get a little upset about a move. Try to use those moves and stop the game, pause the game, focus away from it and be like, because what's happening is like when you're staying in that triggered mode and you're trying to make it work, it's
That
either not
happens every time too, man. It happened
right.
last night. I can lie.
It works less, right?
It happened last night. It happened last night too.
And it works less, right? It gets you deeper into the hole because you're pressing more buttons. It's not working. You're like, oh,
I'm
so
dying. Yeah, okay. So I'm playing the shooting game, and I'm dying a lot. People are sneaking up behind me to just shoot me, or they're camping, or they're just sitting there, and oh, they're killing you too constantly, or the spawn killing you. Oh God, it just makes me so mad. Ah,
well, I don't like spawn killing. I don't play those games, so I don't play the games
well,
that trigger
but
me.
that's how that's after for so long, dude. It just like, it's just so grind. It's just grind your cheese,
I
like.
don't I don't I don't play any of those games. I don't play any games right now that's gonna trigger me. If
Yeah,
they
for the
trigger me, man,
honestly,
because
I think that's honest. I think I used to not play games when I was younger. I used to play games when I was younger, but I grew out of the game since I didn't really do that no more. Then I started like getting back into the
the
gaming. So
game
now
systems are too good now, dude. I would love to be playing games, but I know what they would do to me in this state.
it's
If I had
addicting.
all
It's
my other
addicting.
stuff
It's addicting,
together,
bro. It's
if I
addicting.
had all my stuff together, see when I was in my 30s,
Yeah.
I played video games big time, and that was like as a compensation, a mask. Remember we were talking about mask in the beginning? It was
Yeah.
like a cover up for me to be able to,
You're matching your true identity.
well, it was like you feel safe inside there. Like even though it makes you mad, you
My
feel
brother doesn't.
comfortable
Hey, don't
in
worry.
that environment.
My brother did it, but he outgrew that.
Well, it's one of those things. It's interesting. Like we want to stay young, we do, but if video games are your release, do you think that video games should trigger you? When I recognized in
It's
my
only
30s,
certain.
what?
It's only certain games. It's not all the games. It's not just really.
Right. So the thing about it would be is even though you want to play the games that are triggering you, maybe you recognize and get out of the game as quick as you can. So like you play the game until you get triggered, and then once you get triggered, you stop playing the game and you don't let that trigger continue, because it continues, right? I mean, it continues, and then you play the other game that doesn't trigger you.
Honestly, that's what kind of mostly started most of that.
Your triggers?
No, the whole what happened last night.
Oh, oh, so you got triggered, you stopped, and you went to another game, and you got triggered again.
No, I got triggered on the game, and I told you about the whole
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah.
thingy or
Okay.
whatever and stuff, and yeah. That's what I think that the game caused
Yeah.
me
Oh,
to
so
do
you
that. I
recognized
think
during the game that you were triggered, but then
I was
okay,
getting
that's
triggered, and yeah. So when I'm getting spoken to, I'm already triggered. So I don't
yeah.
know how no filter, so I don't know how to speak. So
Right,
it's
and
whatever
you'll
comes out of
learn
my
how
mouth.
to. You'll learn how to, because check this out. Check this out. You're gonna want to when you learn more about this and you start seeing the accomplishments that you're doing for yourself.
Yeah,
You're gonna want to share this with somebody. Who do you think you're gonna want to share this with? I'm just saying. So I mean, I'm just letting you know. It's that easy to show where your growth is and where your capability is. Like
yeah,
you're gonna want, like, when you start seeing the benefits of what this does for you, you're gonna not want to keep this to yourself. You're gonna want to share this with people that you care about.
yeah.
Now I'll let you know something what's gonna hurt the most. A lot of people that say they care about you, that you care about, they don't want to do this.
Oh,
That's why
yeah,
they don't
I
want to
bet.
do this, because they don't want to look into themselves. Like, this is an introspection. This is you going into yourself and saying, I'm a day one person. I'm starting today. Every day I'm starting. I'm doing every day. I'm not waiting till one day. One day I can do anything. You know what I mean? I can wait till I'm 100 years old if I get there and do something at 100 years old. If I don't make it,
Yeah.
then I have one day. But if I go do it now, I have a better chance of
What's up,
getting there.
Luke? My bad. Hey, Luke.
Awesome. What's up? What's up, Luke? Thank you for showing support to Morgan.
You. But go ahead.
Um,
Finish.
it's one of those things. You're gonna find pride in yourself. It's gonna be the competence that you probably always wanted. The competence is gonna come in your effort of what you want to learn, Morgan. So the more you want to put into yourself, the more effort you want to put into these things that we're talking about. So I have to lead you in the right way.
Yeah.
And one of the ways is this. All the breathing stuff you can find out by breathing exercises, learning breathing techniques on YouTube. You just need to plug it in. I can send you a playlist, but there's going to be things that'll resonate with you and that don't. So what I did for myself is a friend sent me a couple things, and then
Yeah.
I expanded what on those, because there's recommendations inside other people's stuff. So you'll be able to see other breathing techniques that are about the same subject, that stuff I send you. So then you'll be able to say, okay, I want to go check that out. And you'll be like, oh, and so you might bring something here one day and say, hey, I want to show everybody this. So this is a platform for you too, to understand that this is your growth too. Like I
Yeah.
told you, the minimum that this will be was one day a week. I don't know what I can give to it. You know what I mean? But right now, we're doing every day we can. Okay.
I'm comfortable every day
I
until
know
you're
you
not
are.
able to.
I know you are. The only way that it won't happen every day is by me. And I've
Yeah.
been here consistently every day. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna shy away. If I don't come out here one day, it's not because of you, it's because of me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have at least an hour a day while I'm on here. I can't promise every single Saturday and Sunday, but
Oh
every
no, no, no! You
weekday.
have to have your own space. Everybody has to
It's
have
not
their own
only
space.
about
I
the
think.
own space. I want to see what you do with it. I want to see
Yeah.
you grow your channel too. Like, you need to grow your channel. You will grow your channel. Like I
Yeah.
told you right away, like, this is not about me. Like, I appreciate what you see in our relationship, but know that I see something in you, and I want you to feel the same thing that you want me to feel. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? I want you to feel that, because that accomplishment is something that is a step of one of the goals of your one of the rings of your goals. You put so much effort in here. So keep in mind something, like, where you're at. I know it's going to take time, but we need to stop the hemorrhaging, because 365 keeps happening to you each day that goes on. So we need to stop the
Uh.
hemorrhaging one time. And once we stop the hemorrhaging, we get the actual So this right here is going to help you stop the hemorrhaging. First of all, you're interacting and sharing with your audience. So
Yeah.
not all of them are my audience. They don't need to be here for me. They're here for you. No, they have to know though that, and by you telling them, letting them know, because I see them, so they
Yeah.
can't go and talk anything to you about, and so you don't want that anyways. You know what I mean? And I don't think you have that in your room, the stripe that I have, and so I'm
No,
not going to have that
the
anymore.
stripes be taken out. I think the stripes already got out. So the
Yeah,
stripes comes in because they let stuff in somehow.
right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
But from now on, it's just the
Yeah,
acronym
I don't
trip.
even know them. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
have myself
we
taken care
ignore.
of. I'm gonna act like they didn't say anything.
We ignore, and the people in the chat, they get to take care of business because they're the moderators.
The other moderators, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And I
That's the
make
whole idea. That was the
yeah,
whole idea about making everybody moderators.
yeah.
It was to let everybody at a certain time, when you gave enough, when you gave enough of
Feedback,
yourself.
enough attention of yourself, of your time,
Yeah, exactly. Of your time and who
your
you were,
feedback.
like you,
You
you were
know,
you were interested. Everybody got the jackets, and that was so everybody can communicate with each other and felt even. Like somebody that doesn't have a jacket sometimes might feel equal, but
since we're
that
talking
doesn't mean
about
that they're not
feeling,
equal. Nobody has the responsibility of being a moderator.
yeah,
The responsibility of each person is the sense that, do they want to be annoyed by somebody else's conversation? So I
yeah.
always say to everybody inside my chats, uh-oh, got a number 2 there. He's a happy guy, man. He's a happy
Hey, there's
papa.
another hey, dot. There's another one growing.
Uh-oh. Look at how
Here,
happy he sounds. He finally got that caught on.
yeah. There's another one growing over here, man. At the bottom
Okay.
edge over here. I don't know if you see it.
So, but where did you put the seeds? In the center?
I put well how I did it. I saw it here actually. How I did it when I did it, I spaced them out. Like say, take this
Oh,
off.
you put him around the whole thing. I see.
So
Okay, okay,
like
okay.
say I put them in three. I poked one right on the edge, like on the corners. Then I went to the left over there to the other corner, and then I went to right to the other corner. Like I spaced them out in like threes. So it's gonna come out in threes.
Okay,
Like so
okay.
there'll be one right there, there'll be one right there, and there'll be right one over there.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. So you got, oh, awesome, dude. So you got 3 today that you found.
Yeah, yeah. So every plant, every pot itself is gonna have three plants of seed per pot.
Awesome. And then when you get those seeds to start sprouting, you're gonna change them before they grow too big into something else.
Yeah, yeah. My mom's gonna give me some bigger pots and stuff for it.
Awesome, awesome. And what are you
Yeah.
growing?
I'm growing vegetables like here. I am growing habanero, tomatillo. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like a
Okay,
tomato, I think.
okay.
I am growing San Marzo tomatoes, Roma VF tomatoes.
Oh wow, you're
I'm,
growing a lot of tomatoes.
I'm growing onions, Tokyo long white
Oh, awesome.
bungee. I am growing cilantros, peppers.
Oh, okay.
Growing jalapeno peppers, and I'm growing cilantro.
Man, I wish you were growing some cucumber or carrots, because that's
Hey,
cilantro. And I mean,
it's gonna happen.
cilantro is cool, but
It's gonna happen next. It's gonna happen next.
yeah, yeah. I remember we were talking. You were talking about that over on Oh So Ravishing when I was
Yeah,
there. Um,
gonna happen next.
so I'm happy for you, man. You got 3
yeah,
today, and
yeah,
look at, it's like so.
yeah,
Can you see already, like just in the few days that we've been communicating, a little bit of a change?
yeah. I can see it.
Not just from us talking, but from you putting the effort into these little bits of steps that been, like, there's been basically little crumbs that have been left
Right.
there.
There come steps. Yes, yes, yes. But
You're doing
there's
great, dude.
there's a little bit at a time happening. Now, not a whole bunch, but a
But
little
look at
bit.
how enthusiastic you were. You've shown me that 3 times today.
And
Dude, isn't
honestly,
that a better
again, I
feeling?
didn't realize another one was blooming. Again, I walked outside. There's another one blooming. That's
Isn't that a
three.
better feeling? Isn't that a better
Yeah,
feeling?
yeah, yeah.
And
I feel
that's
good.
surprise. That's not expectation. Expectation will fail you. Always, dude. Because you're always going to expect more than you're given. Because your expectation is based upon what you think you should get.
Yeah,
That's why when I give somebody something, I let them know right away I don't expect anything in return if they try to think I need to give you something. And when somebody gives me something, I say, please don't be giving me this present because you expect me to give you something in return. I
Yeah.
say that as a boundary because I don't want people to expect me to give them something in return and then I don't, and then I'm now a dick. Because people have looked at me like, oh, look, he accepted a present from me. Well, I'll accept this only if you understand where the
But
premise
expecting
is.
something back, yeah, you
Right.
shouldn't expect something back, yeah. Depends on what it.
Don't be giving me a gift because you expect a gift, because that's at $50 for $50, and I'll just keep my $50 and buy my own gift. Okay, you keep yours, I'll keep mine, and that's the way that it'll go. Because I told
Yeah,
you what a
I
gift
don't
is.
see why would people would want to do that. Just buy a $50 gift and just expect another $50 gift back. I was like, okay, well, you might as well just buy your own stuff, you know?
There's a culture like we've talked about. There's a culture, and we don't need to get into it, but we're not for that culture. Like, we want authenticity. I think that that's what you want. I see that that's what you want because we keep coming back to this conversation. Even when you were MCK Paranormals, we were talking about this even before anything happened. We've
Yeah.
been talking about this since our
It makes
whole
you
time.
want to just like sooner or later, it's all gonna add up. If you can I literally have a whole documentary myself, obviously from going from MCK to going into something else, going into this process.
Look at
It's
how
all
big you grew
it's
when
all
you were trying to
storyline.
when you were bringing me along, when you were
Yeah,
convincing me to come over to you, and how you pushed on a couple lives and be like, "Yo, are you gonna come and check me out?" And I checked you out. I subscribed to you, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not watching video games." You could have got triggered and been like, "Yeah." Instead, you're like, "Dude, I got lives going on too with my boy Cody," and then you brought me over there and you showed me something that was
yeah.
like different, and you didn't get upset that I wasn't interested in your video games. And I sometimes watch your video games, okay? I sometimes do. But
I think it's the
you
wrestling you
knew
watch.
not to expect that out of me, and you were
Yeah,
okay with it. Like, you didn't put that on me. And so you heard from me right away the authenticity, and you're like, okay, I don't maybe like that he's not going to watch my video game play, but at least he's being honest with me. And so I think that that resonated with you the
yeah.
most. Not that I said so. The trigger happened, but you automatically. So one day, check this out. So one day,
So I already knew it. I just didn't recognize I already did. Like, all I'm saying is,
you
I already knew triggered before he even popped up.
well, you've always known triggered because you've been
Yeah,
trapped. You've
or
been
trapped.
trapped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trapped.
but you've known triggered because that's where you get trapped. The trigger
Yeah,
is the first part. So what triggers you is the thing that happens that you don't want to happen. That's the trigger. The trap is that you continually think about what triggered you and you don't get out of it. You get more mad and more mad and more pissed and more upset and more disappointed and more uncontrollable and more believing that this happened because of a reason that's not good for you. Like, that's where the most thing happened to me, is that I
yeah,
would punish myself about the trigger and the trap and be like, I'm in this because I'm not good enough, or and that's doubt. That's self, that's judgment. You don't want to judge yourself. And so if I could have learned that at your age, because like right now, dude, like, it's hard. Like, there's a lot of people that are not willing to see what you're opening your eyes to. And I'm
yeah.
not saying that you're able to absorb all this stuff all at once, and you're not.
It's
This is
hard.
going to take.
It's hard to absorb at once.
So that's why I need to send you some.
It's actually going. It's all like right.
I know. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm gonna. That's why I'm
and
gonna
it's all
send you
like,
after we're done. After we're done, we're gonna be done very soon. Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you an email. An email is
Right.
gonna be with these things inside of it. I'm gonna copy paste what I have into an email. Okay. I'll put a line in between. Maybe I'll make an email for each one. But it'll be up to you to however you want to look at it. If you want to print it out, if you want to write it, whatever it is. But it'll be the steps, and then I'll give you a little excerpt of the examples.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll show you. I'm gonna share with you AIM tonight. I'm gonna share with you Trap tonight, and I'm gonna share with you ADA. So ADA I haven't talked about yet, but ADA is you are affected, like affected.
Okay.
Um, you go and you diffuse. So affected is like you're triggered. You're affected by whatever happened. You got mad.
Okay.
Now, in that mad, you went to the D, which is the diffuse. With the D, you went into the analyze. So D is you're diffusing it and you're analyzing. You're recognizing, you're analyzing. So it's basically like you're doing the whole trap within those 3 letters. So all of these are all relative towards the letters with just different words, but they're all based around getting out of triggers. Okay? The trap is the most clearest one that I can explain to you. It'll make the most sense because when you're triggered, you're trapped. You can use that as your basis, like your anchor. Every single time you get mad at something, you know that you're trapped. Now you know that you're trapped. Once you recognize you're trapped, you can start saying, oh, I'm recognizing, I'm analyzing, I'm pivoting. You see, like that's the trick that you can use if you want to. ADA is affect. Something's affecting you, making you mad, making you triggered, making you sad, making you feel bad, making you whatever. Now you're going to go and recognize it with that you get to the diffuse. You go and you diffuse it with the analyzation. Now you go into the last, which is the A, is the act. That's the pivot, the act of knowing now that you're doing the right thing. Okay, so I'll share with you these things. It's 10 letters. It's 3 different tools, 10 letters. You don't need to memorize them. I'm not going to test you. You're testing yourself. You'll have to go back to learn these things. Like when I shared with you, Recon Eyes is
by the end of the night, you know if I've seen the videos or not because you'll know something by tomorrow for sure.
It's you're gonna know something by the time you're done with this. Like you're already seeing something. I see the smile in your face.
I'm already gonna go watch them after I'm done, anyways.
And I know that you're doing good, man. I know that you're in a good place, and I thank you for showing me this positive energy, and I'm glad that I hopefully am showing you the same positive energy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But from me, I mean, like I'm sharing with you.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's not. This is a.
If I didn't respect what you've been saying, I wouldn't be here.
It's not only the respect; it's that you are getting something from it. You are personally like this is not about what you care about me. I understand you care about me, like I care about Joe, but it doesn't matter. Like you have to care about yourself. So what I'm sharing with you is how I'm learning how to care more about myself. I already care about myself. I love myself. I just sometimes fall into these triggers that they're programs that like are from my past, like freaking 50 years ago. I'm linked to something.
You just don't know how to stop repeating the same thing to yourself.
Exactly. A trigger is something that's gonna it's a program. Like if you press A is gonna come out on the keyboard, right? I mean, like that's just simple. Our brain is the same way. But if I now go change A, like I'm talking about neuroplasticity, and having us change our sympathetic nerve into our parasympathetic nerve, which you can understand is rest and digest, you now can start, look at you, you're already, now that can even be taken 2 ways. This conversation is, like I was saying to you, it's a little bit much, and I know that you're hanging on there. So we do need to get off, because this is something that you need to now start like absorbing to be exhilarated. Because when you're yawning, it's multiple things.
I've always been doing that.
No, it's okay. But yawning is also a sign of like also it's too much. Okay. Like I know that right now it's probably a little too much for you. Today's been tough in the beginning. Like yesterday was tough. Like there's like you're not having an easy time. Like you're having an easier time talking about this, but when you go back off of this, like that's where you're going to utilize these tools to get out of these things that are personally affecting you. You see? So I need to get you this stuff very shortly so you can now read it and see it tangibly in front of you instead of having to remember what I'm telling you. Okay. So if you need to understand AIM is inside my description of this video. Okay. If you just went to the description of this video inside my channel, I don't know if it goes to your channel, but if you go on my channel, and you can copy it and put it in your channel if you want to, whatever. But at least you know what AIM is. I got you. At least you have that. Now I'm going to send you all of them. It's going to take me a little time, but I'm going to send you all of them very shortly. Okay. I need to take a shower. Let me do this. Let me send them to you now, so you don't need to wait for my shower and all that stuff. You can start practicing stuff now. I'm going to get off now. I'm going to get off now because I need to eat. I need to do a couple things personally.
Dude, all I'm saying is I have patience. Just do what you need to do first, because
I want to get it to you. So your encouragement is like
your encouragement.
You want to keep it going.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to take this into your night with Kelsey, positive, like we were talking about. You want to have a nice dinner. You want to
Yeah.
do things that are going to keep you. That maybe you share this with her tonight, saying like I've been learning a couple of these things that I've been, and you can share it with her, and if you want to, whatever you want to do, it's for you. Learn the stuff. Don't expect the stuff to just come.
Right.
Because look at what happened without you expecting. What God delivered you today. Delivered you 3 sprouted, showing you that you're doing the right thing.
I bet you by the end of the night there'll be another one popped up. Well, hopefully.
But now maybe not because you're expecting.
I'm expecting it, but I can't. I mean,
Okay,
see, through my whole life. See, honestly, I think that's where my parents. So that's where the trauma comes in. I guess you can call that trauma when they tell you something's gonna happen and it never happened, and it's always the same thing. Like saying, "Hey guys, we're gonna go have fun. We're gonna go out to eat this night, or go do something that night," and it never happens. I gave my hopes up.
yeah.
Did it again. Gave my hopes up. Did it again. Gave my
Yeah.
hopes up. Yeah,
So
that's why.
we're
That's
gonna
why I am that
control
way.
getting our hopes
That's
up.
why I am that way.
We're gonna control, right, and that's a program. That's a program that's been programmed into you because you didn't get those enjoying nights that you were told you were gonna get. That every time you got told you were gonna get, it's like, okay, so check this out. Do you know what Pavlov? You know who Pavlov is? Dr. Pavlov.
Honest? No, and honestly, no, I don't think I have. No, that's somebody else
Okay,
I'm thinking of.
so he did a test. He did a trial on dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
He recognized that every single time he rang a bell in front of a dog, he would get a dog's attention. And so what he did is he put food into a bowl, I guess it was. And every time the bell was rung, it got the dog to recognize it was time to eat. He trained the dog to know from the bell, just the bell, that it was time to eat.
He show him that.
So he taught him to salivate. So basically, the dog from the bell. So when a dog salivates, it's hungry. It's knowing it's going to go eat. That's why it's salivating. That's why it's starting to drool. It's
That's what
hungry.
salivate means, is drooling.
Yes,
Okay.
salivating is like extra slobber, like extra like your spit.
Saliva,
You know,
yeah.
right, and that happens because your natural digestive. When you eat food, you naturally start digesting your food with your saliva. Your saliva goes into your food and it goes down in your digestive
I'm
system.
pretty sure it means the same thing, huh?
Well, it helps you, but we're not talking about that from the dog. What
Uh,
happened was this: by ringing the bell, he got the dog to recognize that the dog was hungry.
okay.
I don't know. I'm not going to say that the dog every single time got food, but just by the bell, the dog got hungry. So even if the dog didn't get fed, he still drooled. He still had saliva because of the bell. The bell gave him a program in his mind. The dog's mind got programmed that every single time the bell rung, it was time for food. So
Dang.
that's
I
how
see
easy
it.
a dog's mind is. Even so, if a doctor's able to psychologically look at a dog and say that, imagine how easy we are. He's not talking to the dog. He's just using a bell. There's something called neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro-linguistic programming. I don't know enough about it to share anything about it, but it'll be something that we will
Eventually
see. It's not something that we will do, because I don't know where it goes to, but it will be something that we will learn to use for ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be a pattern of sharing the program, the reprogramming. You see, so once we get to the certain point where we're able to give God the full respect of knowing that these certain triggers that turn us trapped are things we just need to let go of because God's handling it, that we don't worry about it anymore. So like my thing with finance, worrying about it, not having the full faith that that's going to be handled for me, even though I've always been giving what I've needed. So I've never, thank God.
So you never been without?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been close. I've lived in my car for a while, but I have not been without. Thank God. I don't want to be without.
It's a hard spot
I
for
want to
sure.
make sure that I am with, because I am a better person for others But that doesn't mean that if I'm without that, that's not God's mission. You see, like I'm putting all the effort in right now, and it's not like God wanted me to go do what I did the other night. But God was in me. It wasn't something else. I didn't want to call it the devil. It wasn't the devil in me. It was me getting to the point that the not trust in God, knowing that, hey, God, you're not working fast enough for me to show these people that they're doing this wrong, that I needed to step in. Like that just made me have to be upset for a couple days, because I was like, what? You like, dude, you can't step in for me. Like you.
Yeah.
So once we stop expecting anything from God, God gives us more than we ever expected. So you, by saying 4 by the end of the night, you might have 4. But imagine if you said nothing and you had 10.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like you're only
I
expecting
just act like
1.
nothing happened. I can just act like nothing happened. They all popped up.
Well, no, what I'm trying to share with you is something that's really simple. By
Yeah.
you not expecting because of your trigger, okay? Because of course you want 10. You would be it would probably make your night if these things were growing by tomorrow. Like you're gonna have most of them growing.
Well, it's 8 pots. It's 8 pots. Okay, so
I know.
every pot, so there's 5 pots apiece, but there's 3 plants. There's 3 plants in one pot. So
Okay.
So about what you're talking about.
Right. And you're gonna have these grow. And when these grow, you're gonna feel every single step that they grow, like it's like you're so happy about a sprout. That's a beautiful thing. Now you're happy from the conversation we had before about the seed, where it had to go. And that brings
Yeah.
something to your conscience where, like, hey, wait a second. If we interpret ourselves as a seed, we have to die to ourselves so we can root, so we can have the proper fruit. There's things inside of both of us that we're working on. There's things that you're working on that you don't tell me, and there's things that I'm working on that I don't tell you. Most of the stuff we share with each other about certain things,
Yeah.
it's not about what we're sharing, it's about what we're working on. Because remember something, please, no matter what you believe in God, there is a higher being above that knows everything you're doing. So how you do anything is how you do everything. You're not hiding it from the. So when you think you're alone, you're not alone. You're never alone. Know that, Morgan. You're never alone.
Okay.
So no matter how hard it gets, you always have God. And then you have the people that care about you. Or wait, you have God, yourself, and then you have the people that care about you. So you have God and you always have yourself. Have faith in yourself. I'm grateful every day. I say to God, thank you for the faith you have in me, the faith I have in you, and the faith I have in myself. And the faith you have in me. I say these things because this is awesome. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. So
That's
just
hello before
getting started
everything
for
gets
Passover
started.
tonight. So have an awesome sit down Seder. Thank you so much, brother. Happy Passover. You see, this is an important thing for me. Like I don't have religion in me. I have God in me. And I have also the respect for understanding tradition of what God expects from us. Like God expects from us. We can't expect from God. When we expect from God, God gives us nothing. He gives us the bone with no meat on it. Okay? When we don't expect from God, he gives us the
I
meat.
would call it Starvin' Marvin.
Look at all the people. Look at all the people. Look at everybody that lives on the street. You realize something. That wasn't their choice. That was them giving up on themselves.
I know.
The ones that lived there on their choice, it still wasn't their choice. They were put there by something else, by their situation. So it really wasn't their choice. They just made the best of it.
Yeah.
God does not want that for us. God wants the best for us, but we have to go through these times to get the best out of us. I see you see that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that because it's hard to see, dude. I didn't see it at your age. I was in school at your age. I was still enamored by, I was doing really good in school and I was going to get a job out of school and I was going to, like I was going to go forward. I was going to continually go up. And as soon as I got out of school, I got nothing. I got a kick in the ass. And so if you want to talk about a setback, that's a setback. Where
I got my high school diploma, but I still felt that way because the situation I was in. It wasn't the full thing. It was the living thing where I'm not going to live with my
you're
parents.
only in the situation that only in the situation that you believe you're in.
Yeah.
So if you like me too, dude, I'm telling you, it's hard. I still have my storage unit. I'm only sharing with you because I'm sharing with you from my own truths. I can't share something with you, Morgan, that I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't because I'd be lying to you. So I share with you things that are like that I am. I've shared things with you that are pretty personal.
Very. Yeah.
And
yeah.
You have too with me. And these are things that don't need to go to anybody. But hey, life is life. You know what I mean? Like, but I respect
One
you.
of these, but yeah, you also got like, one of these days we're gonna look back at these videos too.
Exactly. No. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying all along, and that's what I should have been convicted on, because God has already told me, Todd, you don't need to say anything to anybody, because if anybody took the patience to go watch all
The
your
pudding
videos, they'd
shows
see the
right here.
consistency.
The consistency of the pudding shows right on your page.
Exactly.
Yes. The
So
pudding's in the cup. Sure.
that's my evidence. That's what God has left behind for me to know that, hey, Todd, you don't need to work any harder than you're working on that. You don't need to prove anything. You're proving to me, God, you're proving to yourself. So God wants us to move forward. God's bringing you there, regardless if you know it or not, dude. Like one thing that I've had to understand is God works at his own time. He doesn't work at my time.
No.
So when I say present mind, present moment, present awareness. So when you're present mind, present moment, presently aware, you're now in the moment where God is with you and keeping you clear. You're very close to not being able to be triggered. You're very close to being so in the parasympathetic nerve, if not
Honestly,
fully
if I
there.
could let all that go today, I would. I really
But
would.
that's the thing.
I know it's a
No.
process.
That's a great thing to achieve, to want
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
That's a goal right there. Just we need to prove to you, okay? Because I already see it, and I'm sharing with you that there's already proof. So maybe you'll grow on it, and hopefully you will, and I think you are. You're seeing faster and faster proof. So proof is going to come to you pretty fast as long as you keep putting effort in, and then there's going to be something called a plateau. And then that's going to be the point where you have to either say, I'm going to work through the plateau to learn what I need to do next, the next step I need to do. Because you can't keep doing the same thing and keep getting something
There's always
beneficial
the
out of it.
next step. There's always the next step.
It's like another level, exactly, like video games, exactly. So you can even look at this like a video game. Look at, like I tell everybody, I love this, but I love
Well, by
looking
the end of the
back
year,
afterwards.
it'll be hard to trigger me.
It's not even about hard to trigger you,
Well,
bro.
I
It's
know.
about
I'm saying
you
you won't be able to
recognizing
trigger
when you
at me
get triggered.
all. Yeah, I'm
It's
saying
not you're not ever getting triggered. I mean, listen, if you strive for that, I strive for that too.
you say I just
We
like
need to now program in our mind that we see the achievements of the things that happen. So, like even Joe has shared, you got to compartmentalize. Like that's how we started our conversation today off the phone. The compartmentalization. It's like, what is more important? Is it more important for us to talk about helping ourselves individually by ourselves, by tools that can help me, that I can share with you, that can help you, or is it better for us to argue with people?
it's
It
obvious.
feels better. It feels more fun, but where are you closer to God?
At the end, it's not fun. I guess
Right.
so.
And where
Yeah.
you're closer to God is when you're working on yourself.
Yeah.
And I learned something that was really hard for me to take, is that when I'm crying and I'm really upset and I'm really frustrated with the situation, that's when God is the closest to me. That's when he's showing me that, hey, you're that close to the lesson. You just got to put this little bit more in. Don't get frustrated, because that's what I'm sharing with you, is that you're going to get frustrated. Your personality already shows me I love you, but you do get, And so I'm gonna let you know you're going to
Yeah.
just work through that, like the trap. Work through the frustration as a trigger that gets you through, because the frustration is a trigger. It's a trigger. Like everything you can analyze as a trigger if you want to. You can
Okay.
go look at anything that makes you upset or irritates you as a trigger. And now you know you have trap to work through. You understand that instead, if you can't get recognized, you understand recon eyes. And so you
Yeah.
play with that word and put it in your head. Now you
Yeah.
know it's recognized.
So trap means for triggered. R means for recognize. A means for analyze. P means for pivot.
Dude, 3 days.
It is.
Not even 2.5 days. 2.5 days, you got the words.
Yeah.
You
So I
know,
got it.
and,
Yeah.
and look, all you need to do is go look the definitions up. I mean, seriously, if you
Well, I
wanted to
know.
know what,
It'd be
well, I
easier
know
if
you know what they are.
I just write it down for myself and stuff. It pushes me in my face, you know.
Well, this is the thing too, with the way you like to write lyrics and stuff like that. You're gonna start seeing that. You're gonna start wanting to. So
Write this down.
ChatGPT is free if you wanted to know. Like, I don't know if you use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is free.
No, I
So if you
don't.
want it, like, you can buy it and it's much better, but it's free. You can make an account, you can use it for free. So if you
Okay.
wanted to, you can utilize it to help you with your lyrics. You can put certain things in if you wanted to. You can also, if you wanted to, um, write scripts so you can read them to your, like you were saying before. Let's make a script. Like, I'll bring that to us. I'll share with
Yeah.
you like a script to, like, so you can understand where we're at, but we don't stick to it in the sense of like we're reading from it, because we're better off off the cuff. Like, of course, explaining something, you want to read it to them and say, this is what the format is. That's without a doubt the process. You express it to them.
Yeah.
But if you look at some of the stuff that I read, there's not a lot of connection, because I'm not connecting with the process. I'm reading it. And I'm not one of these readers that's like, so I'm working on it. But I wasn't one of these readers that's like, I'm like, oh, look and listen to me. I'm such a storyteller. You're going to be so excited about all the words I say because I'm going to talk to you like this. So I'm not like that. I might have to learn how to be like that, because but it's also about, am I talking consistently smooth? Am I keeping a tempo that's making people being able to keep it in their mind, that they're
It's
listening
more
to
of
what I'm saying?
it goes like this, and it goes this, and it goes back down to this, and it goes.
Well, it's also when you stop. So when you're like, when you pause on a word that you don't know how to, when you don't know how to pronounce it, it causes the other person to be like, I don't want to listen to that. So why do I want to? Why do I want to write a script that I might stumble on?
Yeah.
So you know why actors, they have to read their lines.
Yeah, you gotta remember
They got
it.
to practice their lines. They're acting.
They
I'm
gotta
not
be
acting.
that. They gotta be that. Yeah.
I'm not acting. I'm not trying to be Todd. I am Todd.
Yeah.
I am having mind games. Mind games play with me all the day
Yeah.
long.
So you're not. So what you're trying to say is you're not a masked person.
I'm not a masked person.
Yeah.
My true feelings come out all the time. So when somebody says that I'm the devil, that's my true feelings. I guess if you want to call that the devil, then call it whatever you want to, but it's not the devil. It's because how you do everything is how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're
Everything.
calling someone else the devil, that
You're
means that
looking at
you
yourself.
are right.
Look at yourself.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can't judge somebody else unless you're judging yourself. And so if you judge yourself on these expectations of what you think you are, you're judging others on those expectations, and you're not gonna be able to do that. So you're looking at, what if you did that, that would be the devil. No, that's not the
Yeah.
devil in me. That's me having trauma and people not respecting it. So look, we're almost at 2 hours. We got to get off so we can get to shorts. Okay, what we've been talking about. So we're gonna get some shorts on this, and I'll let you see those. Like, those will come up on mine because they only generate on mine. But you'll be able to take this from right now, and you'll be able to upload it onto yours because you've been doing this. So you have yours uploaded.
Yeah.
So we've gotten basically. Let me just let you know really quick. You should have about 1.7 hours of watch time for
Okay.
2 hours. It's not 1 hour. Like we it's not about the hours. We don't need to
No.
worry about them.
It's about the conversation and
It's about the
the
process and the productivity. It's like
yes, yes.
we're productive.
You're trying to well, yeah, trying to be productive and also trying to push out a message to everybody at the same
A
time.
transformative message.
Yes.
And look, you're getting it. You're already pushing yourself to understand trap. You've already recognized that you want to learn how to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did.
So that's an important step. That's an important step. Okay. So be proud of yourself. Don't be so proud of yourself that you're like, oh, I don't need to do any more. And so that's
Yeah.
where the
No.
expectation default comes in. Is like if you expect something and then you're doing good, you're leading yourself up to like what you said that you were programmed into, like the failure, like we're gonna go somewhere, and I was like, oh no, we can't go, it's too late, whatever it is, like whatever the disappointment was.
Yeah.
Just we're gonna work on not doing disappointment to ourselves, because
Okay.
we can program ourselves for disappointment. It's very easy. You know what I mean? Like if you expect something, you're programming yourself to disappointment, like because you're not going to get what you expect. If
Yeah.
you look back and you're
Don't
honest with
expect your,
yourself, like
yeah.
not even
Don't,
here right now, if you go and you say to yourself, okay, so Todd said to me about expect. Let me go and analyze it. Every single time I expected something, did I get what I was expecting? You don't even need to answer it. You'll answer to yourself 99% of the time you did not get what you expected. You might have gotten close, but you did not get what you expected.
yeah.
And so if you led yourself up to expectations, you always got triggered. And so if we can get expectation out of your head and out of my head, man, look at how less we trigger. Just because of one word,
No
expectation.
expectations.
Right.
No, that's the trigger.
No expectations.
I'm
You
gonna not. Honestly, I'm not gonna try to. Honestly, I'm not even gonna try to get triggered tonight. That's my goal tonight. I'm not gonna try to get triggered.
no, okay, that's good.
That's I don't know if I do get triggered. I'm gonna use that step. But my
Exactly.
main goal is not to
Exactly.
get
So
triggered.
you set two little goals for yourself.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
don't be disappointed because remember, if you set the expectation that you're not going to get triggered and you get triggered, you're going to get double triggered
Yes, I know.
because you're
Yes.
going to be now disappointed at the trigger and disappointed that you got triggered. You know what I mean? So you're going to be disappointed because whatever trigger you disappointed you or got you mad or whatever, and then you're going to get disappointed that you failed yourself because you expected that you didn't fail yourself. Don't realize something. You're never going to fail yourself. The only
Okay.
time you fail yourself, Morgan, is when you stop trying. That's when you give up.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to talk about it to yourself and with other people that care about you and you care about and
Yeah.
do the best for you. Look, there's going to be times that you're going to want to be silent because that's going to be you and God being conversative. So silence and stillness are the closest way you get to God.
Okay.
So when you sit in silence and you sit in stillness and you don't move, God is with you the most because you're putting the most effort into not doing anything that you're attached to. The reality of life is to fidget, is to move, is to not be uncomfortable in these situations. So if you sit in a situation you're uncomfortable, you fidget.
Yeah.
If you're uncomfortable with God, then you're fidgeting. You see what I mean? So silence and stillness show you through time, okay? Because you're not going to be fully still and fully silent all the time. But through time, you'll be able to recognize that this is when you are in those moments, that's when you're the most clear, you're most
Yeah.
concise, have the most of God's connection inside of you. God is your creator. You're created because of God. You're not struggling because of God. You're struggling because God wants you to learn from this. So whatever's happening to you, Morgan, is a lesson for you to learn from. It's not a punishment.
So so
If you can
so what I'm
recognize
going
that,
through right now is what I'm going through right now is a lesson,
without a doubt.
and it's been like that for years.
Mine's been for 54 years,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay?
It's a long life lesson.
I'm not telling you something that I'm not learning myself.
Yeah.
We are going through these things. Like the other night, that was a trigger. That wasn't a lesson. That was a trigger. But it was a lesson to tell me, hey, you need to continue to work on your triggers.
Yeah.
So with that, would you like to say the prayer at the end or no? Whatever you'd like to do, please.
You can
Okay.
if you want, please. I'm sorry.
I'd like to say thank you, Morgan, and thank you. Well, first, I'd like to say thank you, God, for Morgan and for Joe and for the people that came on the show and just watched and showed support for Morgan and the topic that we got to talk about and the topic that we are talking about. the effort that we are being able to put in and that we are being shown that we have. And I am grateful that we are able to do this. I know that this is short time, but short time means everything, because a one-day person is not the person we are. We are day one people, and we are grateful. We start every day over again, being grateful, because that's the day that we get is a new day. We don't expect. We appreciate everything that we get and that we're gifted. And I thank you, God. Thank you, Hashem. Happy Passover.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you, Morgan.
Welcome.
I appreciate you, brother.
You're welcome.
Peace, everybody. Love you, everybody. Would you like to say goodbye, Morgan, while you're still on?
Goodbye, everybody. Nice talking to everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, Todd.
Bye-bye.